Here's what's happening on Junos Connect. Curious about the ins and outs of network traffic in your data center? We'll continue our discussion on Juniper's app secure technology and take a deep dive into the AppTrack feature. Plus, our security concerns on your mobile device limiting your productivity? We'll show you how Junos Pulse can protect your work anywhere in the world. Hi, I'm Ssl Vpn, and welcome to Junos Connect, your one-stop video source for all things Junos. First, here's what's happening around Juniper. Junos 10.3 is here. This latest release offers routing, security, and switching enhancements, including a new 10 gigabit Ethernet PIC for the core routers, a new SRX 220 services gateway, and optical transceivers and hot swap of uplink modules in the EX series. You can find out more details on Junos Central. Also, we've enhanced our Juniper Certification program. The Junos-based certification credentials are now aligned with the Juniper Network's portfolio of solutions. Here are the changes straight from the Juniper Network certification team and an on-demand webcast on Junos Central. And speaking of certification, there's a promotion happening right now in the JNet community. Tell us your certification story, and you could win a voucher for either a free exam or free lab time. Get the scoop on JNet. And while you're browsing around, be sure to check out our networking and security blog series. The authors would love to hear your feedback, so please leave them a comment. Want to know what's really going on with your network?
Well, AppTrack is really designed to help.
Find out how AppTrack gives you a much-needed window into your data center. The JNet community has gone mobile. Join the conversation with our all-new mobile community platform. It doesn't matter which mobile device you use, you'll get the same great JNet features wherever you are, and there's no application to install. Go to forums.juniper.net on your mobile browser and join the mobile conversation. Welcome back to Junos Connect, your video source for all things Junos. I'm Ssl Vpn. IT administrators are being tasked with managing data center networks and keeping a close eye on network traffic. Do you have the right tools to effectively manage your network? Joining us today is Don Meyer, Product Marketing Manager for High-End Security Systems, and he's here to talk to us about some tools that do just that. Thank you for joining us, Don.
Thanks for having me.
And one of those tools is AppTrack. Tell us what AppTrack is.
Sure. AppTrack is really a tool that's used to help make sense of data that's going through your network. It uses a combination of application signatures and protocol decodes to accurately identify over 700 applications that are common across data center and network infrastructures.
And AppTrack was created in part because of the big shift from client-server computing to Web 2.0, is that right?
Correct. You know, in the traditional client-server approach, you would have a client installed on an endpoint, and that would be your interface to that application. What has been changing is that that client now is becoming the web browser. The web browser is the most common application interface tool available today. It's cheap, it's easy, it's much easier to manage. The problem is now that applications that used to be associated with a particular port and protocol in the firewall now are running over port 80 or HTTP traffic. What that means is that now network administrators have lost visibility into what this traffic is and or what could potentially be introducing threat into their environment.
So how exactly would a user get an idea of what's going on through their data center network?
Well, AppTrack is really designed to help IT administrators understand this traffic by accurately identifying these applications, and not only identifying them, but helping them classify this information as well, looking at things like packets and bytes and session counts, as well as source and destination addresses, to help them understand what these applications are really doing within their network, and more importantly, help them understand who's using these applications and how they're being utilized by different users.
Any other ways that customers can use AppTrack to mitigate risk?
Absolutely. With AppTrack, what you can do is now start to baseline your application usage. What the baselines can allow you to do is to see any changes or deviations from what's normally expected on these applications. Changes in a network, unless it's authorized, can be bad. So what you want to do is set policies that say a certain tolerance or threshold for change allocated for a particular application. If it breaches that threshold, I want to be told about it because that could indicate that there's a threat going on in my network and I need to know about it.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Don.
Thanks for having me.
To learn more about AppTrack technology, view the on-demand webcast on Junos Central. It takes a deeper look at AppTrack and the app secure technology. When we come back, we'll show you how Junos Pulse keeps mobile devices secure while you're on the go. The new network is going to demand a new kind of IT professional. It's going to demand your creativity, your vision, your knowledge. Junos will be the platform for new network innovation, and it'll be more important than ever to keep pace. Getting Junos certified is going to give you the skills you need. It'll help you see your new network vision through. It'll set you apart from the competition. Juniper's Fast Track program is designed to help you get started at your convenience. The new network is about you. Welcome back to Junos Connect. I'm Kara Suboy. With more and more of us using our mobile devices for critical work functions, it's essential that our mobile experience is just as secure as a physical connection. I'm here with Greg Maudsley, Product Marketing Manager for Juniper SLT. He's here to talk to us how Junos Pulse enables global identity-aware networking. Thanks for joining us, Greg.
Oh, thanks, Kara.
And let's start with explaining the global identity-aware networking, what that is and how Junos Pulse enables it.
Sure. So we can start by taking a step back, and we've got some images up here or some drawings on the whiteboard. Yeah. If we take a step back and look at the way security policies are provisioned to firewalls today, they're typically very static in nature, and they're really based on location, or the location of resources and users. And those locations are identified typically by IP addresses and or zones. Well, that's great in most cases, but today increasingly more and more people are roaming around the world, and they're using different devices to access network and application and data as well.
Absolutely.
So the existing location-based paradigm isn't necessarily going to work as well moving forward.
So what are those key components then of Juniper's solution?
Well, so what we have is a number of different components, including the SRX Services Gateway, Juniper's IC Series Unified Access Control Policy Engine as part of our NAC solution.
Okay.
We also have our SA Series Ssl Vpn, which is the industry-leading remote access SSL VPN appliance as well. IFMAP, which is a standards-based protocol from the Trusted Computing Group, as well as Junos Pulse, which we mentioned earlier, which is the client that lives on the endpoints, whether that's a smartphone or a desktop.
Okay, so we've got these 5 components. How do they all work together?
Well, let's just take an example here. So in this particular example, we have Adam, who works in finance. He's based in New York, and the data and applications that he wants to access live in a data center on a finance server that also hosts a number of other applications and data for different departments within his organization, engineering in this example. So let's say that Adam tries to access some application in his finance server. Here's kind of what will happen. As he logs in, he will first hit the UAC appliance, the IC series appliance. And Unified Access Control will then work with the native identity stores at the company, whether that's LDAP or Active Directory, to authenticate Adam and verify his role within the organization, which is finance. UAC then has a policy that it dynamically provisions to the SRX, which is acting as a firewall in this instance, that says that Adam is allowed to get to the finance server.
Of course, okay.
But Adam is not allowed to get to the engineering server.
Denied access.
Right, exactly. And so this is really based on his identity and his role. Okay, so let's take the example now. What if Adam travels across the world and goes to Tokyo?
Okay.
Okay. Adam needs to get onto the finance server on the data center that's in Tokyo now, where a specific application is living that he needs to do his job. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his laptop or his desktop with him. He has his smartphone. Those were presumably left in his hotel room. So he's going to access the network remotely via Ssl Vpn. And then our Ssl VPN will communicate via the IFMAP protocol with UAC. When UAC gets this request from Ssl VPN, it will query to see if it has a policy for Adam and finance. It will not, because Adam is from New York.
Right.
So what does UAC do? UAC phones home and uses the corporate network via IFMAP to get a policy update from this UAC device.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so this UAC now is empowered with Adam's access policy. And again, Adam will come in through SSL, through UAC. The SRX will have this policy dynamically provisioned to him that says, Adam, you're fine to get here, but you cannot get to the engineering server.
Just like at home.
Just like at home.
Wow, that's fantastic. And for the end user, for Adam, this happened seamlessly.
Seamlessly.
Quick, easy.
All of the complexity here is completely seamless to Adam. He has a single application running on his endpoint, and all of this is going on under the hood. He doesn't see any of it.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Greg.
Oh, thank you.
You can find more information on Junos Central. That's it for this episode. I'm Kara Suboy. We'll see you next time right here on Junos Connect.